Hello and welcome. In this video, we're going to be talking about different ways to conduct a distance Reiki session. And you might be surprised that there are a bunch of different ways to do this, which is really exciting because then you get to choose and figure out what works best for you. So there are a few different ways you can do this. The one that I personally have the most experience with is doing a live session with the client over distance, usually over a phone call or a video call where I can still communicate with the client in the moment. While we're on the call, I'm doing the same things I would do in an in-person session, such as scanning the person's body for the area of need, asking them questions. I like to really pick people's brains. The mind is such an essential part to healing, so I do a lot of like thought work and mind energy. And let's see. So I'm also checking on chakras. I'm releasing heavy or negative energy that I find, etc. Sessions like this can be a great way to work with someone who is either far away or maybe they're just unable to come see you that day. Sometimes a client is experiencing like intense depression or intense pain. They have a migraine or whatever. They're stuck in bed and they can't come to their session in person. This is a great way to still get them the time that they booked with you in a way that maybe they're familiar with, maybe they're not, but it can still be a great way to get them what they need that day, even if they're not able to come see you for whatever reason. To prepare for a distance session, whether you are doing it live on a call or if you're doing the session without a live connection, just make sure to prepare yourself and your space just like you would an in-person session. Create a calm environment where you won't be disturbed, perhaps lighting a candle or some incense, doing the Gasho meditation, grounding your energy, just whatever helps you get prepared and in that space for a session. If you have set aside a specific time with your client that you'll be conducting the session, make sure to encourage them to find a quiet, peaceful spot where they won't be disturbed either. This isn't always necessary, and sometimes it's not able to happen where the person has that space to just sit and be quiet. The session will also work if the client is not able to find a quiet spot. I've done sessions on people while they're grocery shopping and we get the same results as if they were peaceful and quiet. It can benefit the client more to have to be in like a restful, relaxed place where they're not going to be disturbed. They may have more of a interactive experience with the Reiki that's happening, but it's not necessary for the session to be completed. Okay, so when you are beginning your Reiki, first establish the connection by using the distance symbol with the person's name or a picture of them, and then send Reiki. Reiki will begin going to the person and will continue to flow to them as long as you intend to send Reiki. Here are several ways to send distance Reiki. You can use a picture of the person. Just place the picture in front of you, draw the distance symbol in the air, imagining that you are drawing it over the picture or over the person, and then beam Reiki with your hands toward the picture and it will go to that person. Another option is do the above, only hold the picture between your hands and request Reiki to flow to that person. You can also write the person's name on a piece of paper, draw the distance symbol on that paper and hold the paper between your hands or put the paper in front of you. I personally have not ever done a session where I've had like a picture of the client. I usually just do their name. Another way you can do this is simply hold your hands up in the direction in which you imagine the person to be, draw the distance symbol, and beam Reiki to them. So if you don't have a piece of paper, you don't have a picture, you don't know their name, whatever, you can just hold up your hands just like this in whatever direction you think they are and send Reiki to them. Another option is to use a teddy bear or a stuffed animal or a pillow as a stand-in or surrogate for the person. Say the person's name 3 times, then draw the distant healing symbol down in front of the teddy bear's or pillow's body, and then just do a standard treatment using hands-on touch with the teddy bear or pillow, intending that the treatment go to the person. One time I saw a practitioner use an entire mannequin, like they put an entire mannequin on a Reiki table, and that's how they did their distance session that day. Is they just did the session on the mannequin. So you guys can do whatever you want, really. There's not very many rules here, which is what makes it fun. Do what works for you. Another way you can send distance Reiki is while driving. While you're driving, intend that the steering wheel represents a person you want to send Reiki to. Think of the distance symbol or say its name, and then say the name of the person that you want to send Reiki to. Reiki will flow to the person while you are driving and you have both hands on the wheel. Experiment sending Reiki to Jesus, Buddha, God, the full moon, the earth, your spirit guides, angels, and others. People who have done this type of distant healing report receiving tremendous healing back from these high spiritual beings. Doing this also creates a spiritual connection to them. This is something that I really enjoy doing, and a few years ago I had a very, very powerful experience sending Reiki to the full moon. It was this beautiful feeling of being surrounded by divine feminine energy. All at once, I felt so connected with the energy of the earth, divine feminine, emotion, creativity. It was a beautiful and profound experience. I just went outside in my front yard in the middle of the night and I did some yoga on my grass for a little while to prepare my space. And then I just sat on the grass and with my hands like this, sent Reiki to the full moon. And what I got back in return was honestly beyond words. It was such a beautiful experience. I was so full of energy and love and connection. I highly recommend sending Reiki to any kind of source that you draw energy from. It is truly a beautiful experience. Another thing you can do with distance Reiki is send Reiki to national or world crisis situations using any of the above techniques. This is a powerful way that even if you feel like you can't do anything, there's nothing you can do to help improve the situation, you can send your love and your good intentions to whatever that crisis situation be and know that it's a good start. It's a good start and you can keep doing more later. Another way to conduct a distance Reiki session is by getting yourself in a meditative state and visualizing the client you are working with and connecting with them through the astral realm. These experiences can be very special as your souls can actually go on a journey together. Doing Reiki in this way can help you be more in tune with energy, and it can also help you, it's a great way to practice trusting your intuition. Doing sessions like this, especially where if you don't know what's going on specifically with the person, you're just like, I'm here sending you Reiki. These can be powerful experiences in learning to trust your intuition and can provide validation that many of us, as especially new healers, are really looking for. So this is a great practice to try. After doing any kind of distance healing session with a client, it's a good practice to connect with them in some way after the session, usually over the phone or maybe via email. This is really a great way to let them know what your experience of the session was and to let them know what their experience of the session was. And that's where oftentimes a lot of that validation for the things that came up while you were working on them come through. It's actually just the other day, I received a distance Reiki session from a wonderful healer that I know and love. And she told me the first thing that she did was she put her hands on my back. And I was like, holy crap, my back is always hurting. Of course you did. And it was such a beautiful experience for the both of us. It helped me feel very seen. She was right on with so much of what she was telling me. And it also helped her know that she's actually really in tune with her gifts and she can in fact trust herself. So it's a really beautiful experience. Okay. So while it is best to send distance Reiki only to those who have requested it, as they will be the most receptive, there may be times where you will want to help someone who's not aware that you could help them, or for whom requesting help may be difficult. People in comas, for example, can't request help, but still might want it if they knew about the possibility. Also, you may want to send Reiki to heal the earth or to a crisis situation. In these cases, just say a prayer asking for permission to send Reiki. You may get permission or you may not, but it's important to follow your inner guidance. Remember that Reiki can do no harm. Also, Reiki respects a person's free will. If you send Reiki to someone who doesn't want it, the Reiki will not affect them. And another really cool way that you can use your distance Reiki is by gathering it with a group of people who are trained to level Reiki 2 or above and sit with them in a healing circle. The results of these healing circles can be powerful. And the way you can do that is by placing the person's or people's names in the center of a circle. You can also do their picture if you have it. And then the practitioners can sit around that the names or the pictures and send Reiki to those things. Have everyone draw the distance symbol, say its name 3 times, and then, like I said, beam Reiki to the pictures or names in the center. And remember that Reiki works by intention. Use your imagination to think of other ways to send Reiki. I hope that this has been helpful. As always, please let me know what questions you have. All my email inbox is always open to you guys, and I want to hear from you about any questions you might have. Let me know if this video gave you ideas. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next video.